Is there a young quarterback? Maybe it is Bo Nix. Is there a quarterback that you just find yourself wanting to watch each week that's impressing you?
Well, I think Jaden Daniels is really impressive. He's kind of been under the radar lately because their team hasn't played quite as good as they did early on. But Jaden's great. He's a great player. But I think the guy that, and I think it's kind of obvious to everybody. I mean, he's breaking NFL records in terms of like completion percentage and that Cliff Kingsbury offense, and doing a good job running the ball. Protecting himself after the rib injury. But a guy that nobody's talking about, and I actually thought that he probably should have been the first pick overall in the draft, is Drake Maye. Either Drake or Jaden, those two guys to me should have been the first pick in the draft. And Drake Maye is on a team that, I mean, they're on the struggle bus. They're not doing much of anything well right now. A lot of first time head coach, a first time quarterback. He didn't start the season. Like there's just they don't have a lot of weapons. Expectations are stupid high here in New England. But I think Drake Maye is like probably the bright spot for that team. And if you want to watch a guy kind of like a buy low, sell high kind of situation, like he is that guy. And so much of being a quarterback, yes, it's like what you do as a player, but I think almost more of it is who you are as a leader and like things that come with that. Body language during a game, who you are at the podium. I think if you really listen to how people talk at the podium, quarterbacks, they say, we got to do better. A lot of them say, we got to do better when the quarterback, like we can't turn the ball over when the quarterback turned the ball over. And then like they take the credit, like, oh, I had a good game today. I was able to get this guy. I was able to like, so it's that like I versus we thing. And I think just having spent time with a lot of these quarterbacks, Drake is just off the charts at that leadership side of it, which to me matters just as much as, can you make the throws? A lot of guys in the NFL who can make the throws. Most of them are backups. It's like the guys who can do it at the moment of truth, do it while injured, and have that like intangible leadership quality where you're the guy that everyone wants to go into battle with, quote unquote. That's what the difference is between, again, good versus great. The Patriots, they finish up here, or I should say the Bills finish up with, because you're going to want to watch Josh Allen. The Bills finish up with the Patriots twice and the Jets once. And like, I think that would be like an interesting, like, if you're going to pick a team to watch the rest of the way, you watch the Bills and you get to watch different styles of quarterback play. But the Patriots will be done once the playoffs come, and then it'll be like your only chance to watch a young playoff quarterback would be a Bo Nix, who plays a lot like Drew Brees to me, but probably a better runner. And then you're going to get to watch Jaden Daniels. And I don't have a good comp for Jaden Daniels. He's a little bit of a unicorn. He's a very, very exciting. What he looks like to me is he looks like a quarterback in college playing in the NFL. And it almost never translates where a Heisman Trophy winner plays as well in the NFL as he does in college right away. But for Jaden Daniels, it's just been simple. It's almost like the Jordan Love thing early with the Packers. They're so young, they don't even know what they're doing. I feel that way about Jaden Daniels. He's been really impressive.
What's your advice for Caleb Williams then? We kind of skimmed past that. It hasn't been quite.
I've had red flags for the whole. Yeah. I think my advice for him is to, you need to really look in the mirror. Like everyone's making excuses for you because of like the wow plays that you're capable of. But just starting this season, they brought in all this great talent around him, like offensively, far more than Justin Fields had. Like Justin Fields got blamed for everything in Chicago last year. And now on the flip side, you've got a different young quarterback who everyone's making excuses for everything. So like, I don't get if I'm Justin Fields, I'm like, what the heck, man? Like, what's going on? But like, basically, he takes all these sacks and everyone's like, oh, the O-line stinks. Like, turn on the tape. It's not the O-line, not usually. And then they blame the offensive coordinator. So they got rid of the offensive coordinator. Then they blame the head coach because the quarterback screwed up the time management thing at the end of that game. So they blame the head coach. So he got fired. And now they have a new interim OC and a new interim head coach. And like, it's just excuse after excuse. The body language I mentioned earlier that I think is so important. I think he gets a failing grade with body language. So I feel bad. Like I wouldn't expect, like the beauty for a young quarterback is if you come into a great organization who understands top to bottom how to train up a quarterback. And there's teams that know how to do that well. There are teams who don't know how to do that well. Jets, Carolina, Chicago. There's teams that have just been failing at that for years. So that part's not all on him, but like, I guess my advice to him would be, hey, take a long look in the mirror and don't listen to everyone else making excuses, and let's fix what you can fix. And like being allergic to throwing the ball away isn't fixing the problem. Taking more sacks isn't going to help anybody. Congratulations. Yes, you're not throwing interceptions, but you're also a wait and see thrower. You're waiting to see if people are open instead of cutting it loose and anticipating, helping out the team, maybe hitting a check down when a check down is, kind of that Mike Holmgren thing, like 2nd and 4 is good for the team. So it's like, I feel like I'm like throwing rocks or being a hater. Like, I guess I'm just sort of saying, like, if I was in a closed door meeting with the quarterbacks and I'm coaching the quarterbacks and he's my quarterback, I'd have to get him to on a path to success for himself and also for the team and for the guys around him. And it's going to take like hard coaching. Let's look in the mirror. We can't worry about other stuff. And I don't know, I just think for me, what translates to the NFL game is consistency and some of this other stuff that helps the people around you more so than like the wow scramble play.
Yeah. And so you had those red flags, like you said, coming in where maybe most didn't.
Yeah, I think, and honestly, I had a little bit of the same red flags for Drake Maye when he went to New England, because it's like, it's not fertile soil for success right now. Like if you could do what Bo Nix is doing, then go to Denver, a team with a really good defense, a coach who's like been there, done it, trained up a Hall of Fame quarterback, coached under some really amazing head coaches. And like, I mean, he's an icon. Like I think that soil's more fertile for success. But again, like you could say to me, well, what about Jaden Daniels? Like, how is that working so well? And I think that's just why I'm so impressed. But I also think there's something to the college game bleeding into the NFL game. Cliff Kingsbury learning what he learned as a head coach, taking a year off, coming in and running kind of like, and I don't mean this negatively, I kind of mean this complimentary, a college offense for a young quarterback, and like, boom, we got answers. Like, we're not trying to prove how smart we are. We're just trying to prove that we have an answer. Like, here's our answer. Do we have 12 answers? No, we have 2 answers, but we're getting to the first one in the first half and we're getting to the second one in the second half. And we're proving that we have an answer. You're not going to catch us off guard. And so, like, right or wrong, fair or unfair, the number 1 pick in the draft at quarterback is going to get compared to the other guys in his draft class that are having success, that are playing well, that are, in line for sustained success.
For the latest and greatest in football journalism, subscribe at golongtd.com.